Another week, another Liverpool saga. So, 3 points to San Siro. So, we're going to talk about the game, talk about players that played well, talk about Salah, recent information about Salah and Slot, manager's position, Jerry Carragher's comments, and all things Liverpool before we play Brighton. Talk to you after this. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are around the world, LFC fans. Another wonderful Liverpool week, and things could only get better once it gets settled. So look, Liverpool against Inter Milan at the San Siro, difficult team to play, second in the Serie A, and a very, very good team. A team that's been, I think, in 2 Champions League finals, got beaten last year by Paris Saint-Germain, but are a really, really good team. I would have expected, and I thought it would be a challenge for Liverpool. I thought it would really put Slot in a situation with the fact that Salah wasn't on the plane, Salah didn't come to the game, Salah wasn't in the team, and was at home, and was at the training ground getting ready for Brighton. Or would he get ready for Brighton? However, challenge was there for the coach, and I am quite happy with what he did. I feel it was a game that we need to calm it down a bit. We've had too much things going on. Games where we're conceding too many goals, silly goals, when really the SG has said that we shouldn't concede so much goals. And we've been in positions where we should be getting the 3 points. Sunderland, Leeds. Luckily got the points against West Ham. But you can see that generally there's a pattern recently. And it was important for the coach just to put a stop to that. Rethink, which was, 1, Salah continued to be dropped, which obviously Salah was not happy about after the Leeds game, and he made that clear. And obviously all the furore from that one has been because of Salah making it clear, his opinion, which only seems to be when he feels that he's under threat, rather than when a team's not playing well and there's a leader of the team, or one of the leaders of the team, opportunity for him to speak out and actually say, look, galvanise and get the points. No, instead we've been speaking or hearing the voice of Virgil or Szoboszlai, who seemed to be carrying the weight. But Salah's went out there and spoke, and obviously it was seismic. And I felt he threw the manager under the bus. So the game at San Siro was an opportunity for Slot to have some space. Salah stayed at home, and he set up a team which I was pretty impressed with. I like the diamond shape. He dropped Wirtz. I would say he dropped, but Wirtz didn't start. And we had McAllister playing. And I felt it worked pretty well. It was quite a dull game. Exciting, and only in the fact that, are Liverpool going to concede? Can Liverpool come out of this with the points? Can Liverpool come out of this with even a draw and not be embarrassed, etc., etc.? But generally, Liverpool played well. Virgil, I thought, was a great leader on the day, really galvanised the team. Konate was fully focused after the calamity previously in the Leeds game, but he was fully focused. Then we had Gomez at right back, and then we had Robbo at left back. And it worked. I felt it was a game where our senior players were really important. And I just talked about Robbo, I've talked about Virgil, and even Konate and Gomez. So you had a steady senior back line. Gravenberch, McAllister, Robbo taking up that Salah position on the right-hand side. Jones, who again, I think he's had 97% pass rate. Excellent. He had a great game with ball retention. We know he can do this when it doesn't hold the ball too long. Jones is a player where he can really do damage to teams, keep the ball, keep the game ticking, keep the ball in our possession, and he did that really well. We had obviously my favourite player, Isaac, up top. I say obviously, but he's one of my favourite players. And we had Ekitike together with Isaac. With the two playing up top. Gakpo, aka the Ghost, aka Big for Nothing, I call him, injured at home. We've got now Endo injured as well. That's obviously the coach spoke about it before the Brighton game. And I felt it's a very functional team. Isaac and Konate didn't combine at all. I think there was not even one pass together. But they kept the defenders, Bastoni and everything, occupied. And a game, not many chances. I think we had the best chances. Konate had a goal disallowed, which shouldn't have been a good disallowed. A lot of VAR delays in the game, unnecessarily at times when it was like not clear and obvious the referee made a mistake. And near the end, with Wirtz coming on, and to be honest with you, when Wirtz came on, what I love to see with Wirtz was that combination, the fluid, the movement, the combinations with the midfield and strikers, which he did. And we could see the best of Wirtz when he was playing. And this is where I'm excited. Once we get the Salah thing out of the way, we've got a team that is set, able to defend, it's good structure, and it gives us opportunity to stay longer in games without conceding. And then we have to creative players like Wirtz who come into play. And that's what we saw in the game. So I was pretty happy with it. I think the coach did really well. I think, look, the reward criticism has been getting, but I think it's important sometimes to recognise the fact that, look, it's hard for him. He's got a Salah situation going on. There has been talks, he said at the press conference, there has been talks allegedly at the Sunderland game, our Sunderland game, with Salah. And this obviously then led to the Leeds one. And I presume after training today, the coach will be having a conversation with Salah. Now, whether that's for Salah to apologise, whether, I don't know. Allegedly, the conversation went well. However, things are not fully resolved. Salah, the new news coming out, will be in the squad. I don't expect him to start. I'll be very surprised. I think even it's important he doesn't start for the coach, because if Salah comes and starts, I think it would just seem like Salah's won the argument. I don't want to be a case of winning and losing an argument. I just feel the coach authority needs to be stamped out on here. And I believe Edwards and Richards are going to show that in terms of they support the coach. The coach is there to coach. They're the people who manage the things behind the scenes. And I think sometimes people really need to realise that Slot's power is not so great as they think. And give the guy a break. I mean, I'm one who's scrutinising him at the moment, watching him. Is his tactics right? How quickly does he make decisions? Didn't happy with Gakpo playing for so long. I feel Gakpo should have been dropped lots of games ago. I want to see a bit of Rio. So tomorrow, with the Brighton end game coming up, we have got Knox to Isaac, so whether he's starting will be interesting. We do know Gakpo's injured for a few weeks, and Endo's injured probably for a few weeks. It'll be interesting. Do we get Rio starting? I doubt that, probably not. Will it be Wirtz on that side? Or if Isaac's fit, will it see Ekitike and Isaac together, or will it be Ekitike in the centre and someone else on the left? It'll be interesting to see what he does. I probably expect Kirkes to start. Alisson obviously again, Konate, VVD. Gomez is another game good for him. Bradley came on and played really well, and he really gave us that attacking impetus, nearly scored himself. So we could see Bradley start. I would expect Gomez to start. Again, just like the San Siro. Midfield-wise, I probably would expect it to stay the same. Gravenberch, McAllister, Jones, and Szoboszlai doing that job on the right. Possibly I would want Wirtz to be in there, but let's see what happens. He may be on the left-hand side. And obviously, again, it depends. Is he fit? Or if he's not fit, that would make the difference there. But I don't think Salah will start. But it'll be interesting to see what the coach does. Will Salah be on the bench? Will Salah start? However, look, we've got a legend of the club. It's important that we respect and support him. It's funny because I think we've seen a lot of players. If we look at Salah, if we look at Suarez, who've gone on bad terms, who should really be legends of the club. I think it's only probably been Fabinho, who left on good terms. Even like Mane left us on bad terms because he was talking about joining Madrid or buying, even before we had a Champions League final and stuff like that. So, you know, he left a bit sour taste when he went. So it doesn't seem like we have a good record of legends going and, you know, still being loved kind of thing in terms of more recent anyway. But let's see. Saudi are sniffing around. There's talk about potentially conversations in the AFCON. Obviously, when AFCON finishes as well, there'll be conversation between Salah and the coach. I just feel Salah's going to be going. I just feel that they will sell him. I feel like we've got to the point where I think there won't be no going back. And I think with coaches like, with a management team like Richards and Hughes and Edwards, Richards, Hughes and Edwards, I feel they're going to cut the losses and they will feel that Salah's not going to get much better. The issues that's just happened recently, and it's probably time to sell. And there's conversations going on behind the scenes that we won't know. Because look, it takes two sides, and sometimes, you know, we may think, you know, Salah's been acting really bad or, you know, etc. You may find out it's a bit of two. The club want to get him out, and it's irked him. We'll find out close towards the time, I suppose, when things happen. But let's not change the fact that, look, he's a legend. We love him, but this season he's not played well. And I would love Salah to start playing well. AFCON's coming. You know, will we sign a player like Semenyo after AFCON? Because he's going there himself. Will we see Gay signed in January? We've got a very difficult game coming up next with Brighton. Very difficult game. It'd be great to get 3 points because we need to start marching up that league table. We need to start, you know, getting these wins and getting the confidence and, you know, starting to look at team again. Because look, even when we won against in the San Siro with a lucky penalty, and it was lucky. It was, you know, he should have grabbed him, but, you know, you don't normally get these given. I still don't feel we're playing confidently. I still feel it's just with one little, I can never put attack against it from a team before we all just go fragile again. So it's almost like just get the wins, get the results, get the confidence as we resolve, or hopefully as the coach looks at his formations and the systems that he wants to play and stuff like that, and addresses this situation that's going on with Salah. Let me know what you think. Let me know your views about Salah. You know, who do you support? Salah, or do you support the club's stance? Let me know what your potential team starting lineup could be for the Brighton game. I really hope we get the results. You know, I want to start seeing a little more confident Liverpool because, you know, we've got a great squad. It's just we need to put it together, and I feel a bit of pressure needs to come to coach. Xabi Alonso obviously not doing great at Real Madrid at the moment, so that albatross is just at the background. Talk to you after this. Don't forget to please share, like, and subscribe because it helps the algorithm. So share as far as you can and like the videos and share with your friends. Take care.